Welcome to the weekly astrology and tarot channeling, where I go through the charts and channel straight off the charts for you. I'm taking notes this week so I don't miss anything. We're going to do a full moon in Gemini chart channeling as well, because this moon is going to be on Mars at 16 degrees of Gemini. And I'll probably do like a mini guided meditation or something as well at the end before we close out, and whatever comes up really. I've just been guided to do this, so I'm following it, and whatever comes out comes out. So as you're coming on, and if you're here for the replay, thank you for watching. I'm just going to pin a comment, and then I will start the channelings. Yeah, so if you're new to my channel, or Alchemy with Amanda on YouTube, wherever you're watching this, Facebook, please check out the description box, link in bio, all of the things on how that we can connect, and you can get tarot full moon in Gemini. Beautiful post, and I'll pin that. Lovely. So this week, for today, as I'm doing this, sorry to be scratching my ear like a weirdo, my Mercury has come onto my Neptune at 24 degrees of Sagittarius, which we know of course conjuncts the galactic center at 26, and we know that Mercury is in square to Neptune in Pisces right now as well, right? So today has been very floaty. It's been beautiful, but it's been extremely floaty, and very much like ants in my pants energy, and really found it very difficult to concentrate on. I got maybe 2 out of the 3 things that I wanted to get done today. So what I'm going to do, excuse me, I've just had some coconut water. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to guide you through a little visualization, I feel. Just do a little breath work. And I feel a sage as well while I'm tuning in, and I'm kind of happy that nobody is on the live right now, so I can just do this for you guys, for whomever comes across the replay. And you know, if you're new to my space, welcome. Yeah, so just do a blessing. Grandfather Fire, may you please catch the sage. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Yeah, so while Mercury's been on my Neptune, and while the collective are experiencing this Mercury square Neptune, I've been posting about it all week, because I myself, if you don't know, have had mental health concerns, I guess, in the past with regards to, hey Johnny, thank you for joining, brother, lovely of you to be here. I've had, you know, alcoholism in my past, anxiety, depression, all that sort of thing, suicidal ideation, and when these things, it doesn't bring it back for me. However, looking back through the charts, hi guys, thank you for joining, I can see where Mercury has triggered a lot, and same with Neptune, has triggered a lot for me in my past when it came to my mental health. You know, in the times that I started reawakening was around 2012, 2011, 2012. By 2013 it was full blown. Was really the beginning of my journey, because that was when I started to, like, I'd had a termination, and I was like, after a week a week after that, I lost my shit, you know. And I look back to the astrology of that June, July, of when I had it done, and it was very, very heavy, very, very intense. So it's not with regards to Mercury specifically and how it hit off on my chart, and with relation to Neptune as well. So this is why I put these PSAs out. It's not to fearmonger you or spell you, because I'm really quite conscious of that. I don't like to spell people with, oh, you're going to be feeling this or blah, blah, blah. It's more of a heads up of like, yo, this is what the cosmos is doing this week. And if you already have X, Y, and Z experiences in your reality, this might cause a bit of a flare up of these things, you know? So I also, as an alchemist, I also know what it's like to be doing the shadow work constantly, and on being a light worker as well, and like on this path, you know, of healing. And it's just a cyclical purging every now and then, and plateauing out, and then coming back and revisiting the shadows and clearing out more and more. And you know, everyone in this community who is doing this work and who is involved in this community, as channels, we are constantly clearing out all of our wounds, so that we can be what they call hollow bones in shamanism, okay? So clear conduits for spirit. And this is why, if you've been following me for a while, you'll notice how inconsistent my postings are. And that is because I refuse to channel when I'm clearing my stuff. It's not fair, because it's not always going to be a clear crystal channel. There will be mirrored quantum mirrors and reflections, of course, which I share when it feels correct to. However, I don't want to be projecting my stuff onto the collective either at the same thing. So this is why I step back, and I'm not constantly content, dishing out videos or posts all the time. And I feel that that's really just, one, it's honoring what's going on with me and my seasons of where I'm at in my journey, but also it's honoring the space required for the healing to be done. And this Mercury squaring over to Neptune right now, it's really forcing everybody, especially because the Sun and Venus are in Sagittarius as well, which is ruled by Jupiter, and we know it's the Temperance card. It is very much that higher philosophical, spiritual gnosis, you know, of how the universe works, and animism of how it all is weaved together. And this is really throwing people through a loop. One night, I think it was on the 1st or the 2nd of December. Hi Tommy, thank you for joining. It honestly felt like I wanted to crawl out of my own skin, because of how much the energy had overcome me, you know. And this is, now we're coming into as well, keep in mind, this week, so tomorrow we're going to see Neptune station to go direct. That's going to be an amplification of this Neptunian energies. And that's why I feel it's so important. Like, I could have quite easily have cancelled this live because of Mercury sitting on my Neptune. I had to go to the beach and stand in the water for 15-20 minutes and ground my ass, you know. I felt really flighty, and I'm not gonna lie, it's difficult. And also I wanted to show up for everyone, because I know that everybody's going through this right now, you know. Social media for me personally has been super quiet, you know. Not many of you guys are up in my stories. This past week, hardly very many people at all have been liking my posts, you know. I really notice it when people have gone underground, and I feel it as well because of how connected I am to all of you guys, you know. Like, I know we don't chat in DMs every day and everything like that. However, I know your handles. I know your little profile pictures, you know, and I bless everyone who comes into my stories. I bless you guys every rising, you know. I go through all the people who have been on all of my profiles, and I bless everyone who's come in and checked out my stories. because, you know, we are all connected, and it doesn't matter whether we speak every day or not, you know. So in this energy, just going back to how I was explaining that, like, I let the energy get the better of me the other night, and I felt very like I was pinballing around in my own skin. You know, I couldn't sleep. I've been seeing 3 and 4 a.m. again after not long having fixed my sleeping schedule so that I could get to sleep by midnight, 1 o'clock. And, you know, this energy has just thrown that right out of whack again. So I'm doing the best I can to continue showing up for you guys, but also for myself, you know. Because I'm a big believer that, you know, I've got to walk my talk, and I always have done. However, I'm just not one of those people who are going to post every living moment that I have on social media, you know. I'm not one of those people who are like, you know, if it doesn't go on Instagram or Facebook, did it even happen? It's like, well, yes, it happened. It's my life, you know. So I'm right there alongside you. And don't ever think that I'm not, because I am a grid worker in my gene keys. That's what I am. I'm a grid worker, you know. So I'm so connected to everybody who comments on my stuff and follows my content. And, you know, please know it is so appreciated, you know. And I love to show up for you guys from a space of, yes, always having my shit together, because I know how potent my energy is for you guys to feel it. Like, if I was to come on here in sadness or anger, it wouldn't be a very nice transference for you, to be quite honest with you, you know. So I love to show up here to help ground you guys, to help recenter you guys and be in your heart space, because, you know, I was born with Mars in Scorpio as well. So I was a very fiery, angry person for a lot of my life, you know. And I don't want to be that way. That's not the way I wish my body to operate. Hi Elira, nice of you to join. Thank you. You appreciate you too. Thank you so much, sister. Yeah, so, you know, it's being authentic for me is showing up in the energies that I wish to embody, but also that I wish to impart on the collective, you know. I don't want to, as I said, show up when I'm really angry or when I'm clearing a shadow of mine, you know, or a wound of mine. I don't feel that that's of benefit to anybody. Yes, it builds rapport and you guys get to know me. However, at the same time, I do that via my blog. You know, I do that via my postings as well, my written posts. I don't feel like it's beneficial to anybody to get up on video while I'm crying my eyes out. You know, I'll post it after and share after, once my healing's completed as well, you know, once the integration has taken place. Because then when I share it, it's coming from a healed space, you know, and it's not a wounded space for you guys. Stargate Keeper, lovely of you to join. So what I feel to do is just to guide you through like a little mini breath work, similar to what I did on Psychic Sunday, okay? But this energy is, if you've just jumped on, it's Mercury square Neptune, and Mercury is on my natal Neptune right now. So today has felt like I've had ants in my pants, that there's 4 of me, and I want to be doing and completing all these different projects at once and feeling really fucking spaced out. Hi Emma, lovely of you to join. Thank you, sister. This is, you know, this energy of wanting to be in all these different places at the same time, that's Mercury square Neptune, you know. And I'm just getting chills right now, so some of you must really have needed to hear that, you know. Like, I went to the beach today to use Grandmother Ocean to help ground me back into my body. However, one thing that helps me is movement. You know, I'm sitting now, but today I've been standing for over 12 hours. You know, like I've been standing at my desk working, switching between projects so that I can be in a somewhat flow and not feel confined. that's like feeling so rigid and constricted as well, because we still have like aspects to Saturn going on in Aquarius now that it's direct as well. So I just want you to get really comfortable for a moment. And it is really quite warm here in Victoria tonight, so I've got a dress on, so I can't cross my legs, but like sit up with my legs crossed like I usually do. But just get somewhere really comfortable and just nestle in wherever you are, and just close your eyes and just take a nice couple of deep breaths just into your belly. Perhaps stretch out your shoulders and your neck, however you feel you need to move right now. Thank you for everybody joining as you're popping on. It's lovely to see you. And just focus on your breath right now and allow your awareness to go to any part of your body that is calling it. All right? So on the inhale, just bring, excuse me, a nice inhale through the nose, okay, as well is very important. In through the nose and out through the mouth, which releases that fire element. When we breathe in through the nose, it's the water, and as we exhale through the mouth, we're releasing it's the fire element that's helping us reduce the thoughts, okay? Because the fire element rules the mind. So in through the nose and out through the mouth. And you can place your hands on your body if you wish, or just leave them palms up so that you're open to receiving. Yeah, that's my computer. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to mute it. Hello. That's okay. And that, I don't know what it's doing. I'm so sorry, guys. And now, just as you are inhaling and exhaling, I want you to bring awareness to all the thoughts that are attempting to come in right now, telling you you don't have time for this, telling you you should have done X, Y, and Z today, telling you I want to watch this, but I have to go and do X, Y, and Z. Like, use this moment to honor what it is that you need and what it is that your body needs by bringing awareness to it, by observing the thoughts, which is our ego mind, yeah? Observing the thoughts that come in and just letting them dissipate. Don't grasp onto any of them or try and make sense of them. Just allow them to come and go. And just continuing coming back to your breath. And now I want you to bring awareness to the top of your crown. It might be really hot, might feel extremely warm. And the third eye might be feeling like I'm feeling it now as I'm saying it actually to you guys. I can feel the temperature of my third eye, and my crown is really quite warm. The overload of energies that we're receiving through the Neptunian energies. You know, the trident is the three-pronged glyph going up into the heavens that's connecting us to our channel. Hi Erica, thank you for joining. And then the staff of the trident is how we ground those visions down into the upside down cross, which is representative of the earth plane. Okay? So I want you to imagine this heat that you're feeling and sensing in your crown and your third eye. Focus on that energy. And I want you to imagine it coming down through your throat chakra, down into your higher heart. You can tap your collarbones either side, just below your clavicle here. And this will activate your higher heart. And then bring the energy, keep bringing the energy down and down and down. Just as we did last week. So we're pouring the energy from the crown and the third eye, like tipping a bowl of water. And it's being poured down into the next chakra, and then pouring it down into the next chakra. And we're using our breath as we are pouring these bowls over into the preceding chakra underneath. So when it gets to your heart space and you feel that it's so full, and you can feel the energy dripping down, coming down through your body, and it's in your heart space, tip the heart lotus over, transfer it into the solar plexus, and use your visualization to consciously and intentionally transfer this energy away from your mind. All the way down. On each exhale, you're tipping the bowl down into the higher sacral, in through the nose and out through the mouth, tipping the bowl down into the sacral, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then tipping the bowl of energy from your sacral down to your root. And just noticing the energy transference in your vessel. And you can feel the fullness in your belly and in your sacral now. And now with this final chakra, with the root chakra, I want you to transfer this root chakra, tip the bowl down, and have it transfer into the earth star, which is about a foot below your feet in the earth. And you can imagine whichever color chakra you wish. Azure, orange, gold, platinum. You're anchoring this energy into your earth star to dissipate the surplus energy that the cosmos and the collective grid is feeding you right now. Because you are not just picking up on your energy, it's not just the cosmos or your own energies, it is the collective energies, because this is how connected we are. Now once all of that energy is in your earth star, ask Gaia to transfer it for you and take it for you to transmute it. And you can feel it releasing from your body. Feel lighter. Your energy isn't vibrating like this anymore. Your energy is vibrating at a slower, more theta wave. Yes? And so you can do this process as quickly as you want and as you wish or as you need, periodically throughout the day or evening. I find it especially useful when I need to sleep, even though it can be quite hard to put myself down into bed to lay down because of how hyper, I guess, I get. Yeah? And so whenever you're ready, just bring your awareness back into the room. And then just come back to your breath. You feel lighter, you feel more at peace. You don't feel that you are being pulled on or that your energy is scattered in many other places, because you've centralized your energy into your central Sushumna by transferring it through each of the chakras and down into the earth to release you from the pinball effect. Drop me some hearts or comments. Just let me know how you feel after that. Anakin, lovely of you to join. And so I feel to get into the astrology, guys. So we're going to be going through from the 4th of December through to the 11th of December. Hey Cass, thanks for the heart, sister. Beautiful. I'm so happy it served. Thank you for being on here. Yeah. So, as we know, Mercury exacted this square to Neptune on the 2nd. And on the 3rd, I do have notes here as well, guys, because I didn't want to miss anything. I'll bring the charts up momentarily to channel straight off of those for intuitive messages. However, I just want to go through each of the notes I've made for each day first, okay? I'll just pull the chart up. We're doing 10 AM Australian Eastern Daylight Time as well on the charts. If you would, per day, if you'd like to reference back to the charts yourself. So we've had the Aries moon conjunct Chiron today as well. So it made us feel a little bit extra sensitive emotionally and with regard to self-perception as well, whilst we are experiencing this Mercury square Neptune. Yes. So for tomorrow, at 11 AM Australian Eastern Daylight Time, we're going to see Neptune station, so stop motion, in the sky at 22 degrees and 38 minutes of Pisces. Now this station, it generally technically lasts 24 hours. However, it will not be motioning direct from 22 degrees and 38 minutes until about 11 AM on the 6th of December. Okay, now you've got to keep in mind that by this time Mercury has progressed forward to 25 degrees of Sagittarius. So this is coming into conjunct the galactic center. This will make all of our channels feel even more ultra lit up, okay? And the surplus of energy for those who are similar to myself, where the bridge, yes, between the higher and lower worlds, where the bridges, those, when Mercury transits this galactic center, everybody gets a taste of that. Yes, you got to remember this. So grounding again is going to be really important still, of course. Now also on the 6th is the day that Venus will exact the square to Neptune, okay, at 22 degrees of Sagittarius, because Venus doesn't move as fast as Mercury. So when Venus comes into square Neptune during its station, so its amplification energy of Neptune, please be wary of over romanticizing relationships and dreams and goals. Have massive lofty goals and dreams. That's not what this is not what I'm saying. I'm saying don't over romanticize them. In other words, make sure that there are procedures and step-by-step logistics planned out for you in order to obtain and reach these goals. You know, yes, we quantum leap ourselves. However, I feel that with Venus coming into exact square of Neptune stationed, whilst as well that Mercury is still coming off the square, this gives me the vibe that there'll be a very big chance of doing things that one might regret later in any capacity or any area of their life. Okay, so just be wary of that. Also the moon will ingress Taurus as well on the 4th, and it will therefore, when it's finishing its transit of Aries, it's coming off that square to Pluto in Capricorn. Okay, so we've got to remember that as well. And Sun will be at 11 degrees of Sagittarius, so that's closing in on the opposition to Mars, okay, on the 4th, as well as trining over to Chiron, yeah, and that will be exacting on the 9th, and also trining Saturn. So this is going to also quincunx the Uranus North Node conjunction, yeah, and so the Aries moon will be trining to the Sun, Venus and Mercury. We've also got the lesser known fixed star Hygeia there as well, which is creating a stellium, a further stellium between the Sun, Mercury and Venus. So I feel it may support that trine energy, okay? It may support, what I wrote here for it was support clarity for a rare few during the Neptune station. So you may have epiphany moments of, oh fuck, that's my path of least resistance. Fantastic. So write those down. When it comes to things that just seem to pop in out of nowhere, and I'm hearing right now, some of you have had some really big dreams and visions happening in the last 3 days to 4 days. And they're like, it's a 5-year plan to get this ball rolling on it. That's amazing. Whoever that's for, if you're on this live, well done, congratulations. Or if you're watching the replay, that's amazing. Definitely make sure that you write all those plans down, they're saying, because it may seem unrealistic right now. However, when all this fogginess and haziness of the dust settles, you'll be able to find I don't want to say logical, because like we're all intuitive and we're all just like divine beings flowing, right, with the energies. Like, however, you'll be able to be a bit of an emperor about it and put forward some grounded plans to make that happen, okay? So also the other thing that came through for this was, whilst the moon is in trine to the Sag, Sun, Mercury and Venus, it may make others feel a bit of like a rat in a maze energy, is what I wrote down. Yeah, so be wary not to waste your energy on very little productivity. Yes, so this is why I mentioned earlier about how my day went today. I made sure I had 3 or 4 different projects going that I could go in and out of between to get little things on each done at a time, and so that I've maintained flow and productivity, even though I was feeling so up in the ethers. But in staying focused on the task was helping ground me, and using music as well was very beneficial, okay? So this one at the moment, this is music to manifest miracles. It's 528, so heart, unconditional love hurts, okay? The story I posted earlier, that with the beach, that was a healing frequency that I used at the very beginning of my journey in 2016 when I first started meditating. So now I'm just going to have a look here to see if there's any channeled message for you guys from the 4th. I'm just being told I've covered it all for the 4th, so we're going to move on to the 5th, okay? With feeling like you're a rat in a maze, make sure, like, they're just showing me somebody, it's like you're going into one room to do something, but then you get into the room and you forget that why you were there, and then you come back out. It's similar to the rat that keeps going down the dead end of the maze, is what they're showing me, okay? So if this is you, I want you to sit with Eagle Medicine, and I want you to observe the rat in the cage. Put your, yeah, I just got chills then. Put your energy above in a quantum and channel that Eagle Medicine so that you can have a very clear, yeah, they're showing me like the bird's eye view of the rat in the maze, and then that way you can see the way through for your path of least resistance, okay? So we'll move on to the 5th of December. All right, I'm loving seeing all the hearts, so whoever's doing that for the resonating, thank you so much. It means a lot, thank you. The 5th, we're going to see the sun come into trine Chiron, okay, at 12 degrees exact. At the same time, it's going to be squaring over to Juno, which is at 14 degrees, okay, of Pisces. And then we're going to see Mars come into quincunx with Hades in Cancer, as the moon is transiting Taurus and transiting that north node Uranus conjunction. and breaking away from the square to Pluto, okay? As it comes further into Taurus, it comes off of that square to Pluto, which by the end of this week, we're going to see it back at 27 degrees of Capricorn, which we all know takes us back to the Declaration of Independence in the 1700s, okay? So for the 5th, I'm just going to look at the chart here and see, because I've only made brief notes for the rest of the week. The 4th, I wanted to go in depth because it's tomorrow. However, the rest of the week we'll just do intuitively off the charts, okay? And I've just made notes on what is important with regards to the aspects. All right, so what message, please, do we have for the 5th of December? There's something about seeing the way through again. So I feel like that eagle medicine is going to be like channeling the eagle, or even the condor for some of you, okay? Condor is the frequency of unconditional love. In the Peruvians channel the condor because the condor is of being of service to unconditional love, not just an acknowledgement of us being unconditional love in our energy, but also that of we are in service to unconditional love. So instead of God, source, creator, Wankantanka, great mystery, we're in service to the frequency of such labels. Yes. And I feel the Condor medicine will be very, very beneficial for many of you. They're telling me as well, for some of you on this live, it's got a lot to do with breath work. You're not breathing fully, or you're breathing shallow. You're breathing shallow into just this part of your chest. You're not breathing down into your belly. And when you think about it, we have been taught our whole lives to breathe invertedly. You know, like when we inhale, our belly should expand. And when we exhale, our belly should drop. Somewhere along the lines, it was inverted in us. So therefore, if our breath is inverted, which is the key of life, yeah, it is life itself. If the breath is inverted, where else in our lives are we inverted? That is something else for you to journey with as well, okay, for this week, especially for the 5th. Yes. So then we come into the 6th. So this is the day that we will be seeing Neptune move off 22 degrees and 38 minutes of Pisces, okay? The sun will come into quincunx, the North Node, and Uranus as well on the 6th. The moon will, as well as the moon, will conjunct it as well. Sorry, I'm trying to read my scrappy writing. I write like a doctor, I swear to God, like when I'm taking astrology notes. It's a mixture of words and glyphs. So it's just whatever my brain puts on the paper. Sorry. So yeah, the moon, so sun will quincunx North Node Uranus as the moon conjuncts it whilst in quincunx to Hades, and Jupiter will semi-square. So 45 degrees is a semi-square. Jupiter will come into semi-square with North Node and Uranus as well, okay, and sextile Pluto, and Mercury comes into square Jupiter as well, because Jupiter and Neptune's at 22, Jupiter's at 29, they're in a 7-degree orb. For me personally, it's got to be 6, you know, so that's kind of like coming off of that conjunction. And as Mercury is coming through and past the galactic center at 26 degrees of Sagittarius, it's coming through now and on to conjunct that 29-degree Jupiter in Pisces. So this Mercury coming into square Jupiter now, I feel, is that rat in a maze kind of energy too that came through channel when I looked at the charts of the 4th. For the 6th, it's very much watch your emotions as well, they're saying, with this North Node Uranus and Moon coming into a stellium throughout the day, okay, in Taurus, because when all these other difficult aspects applying pressure to us, and kind of asking us to step the fuck up and change and make changes to where we want and where we want to be in our lives, with the moon in Taurus, which is fixed earth, and they love their freaking schedules, their day-to-day doings, you know, like get up at 6, eat at 6:15, get dressed, go to work by 7, blah 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 blah, you know. So the mundane and the habitual structures, you're being pressurized right now with this Mercury, Venus, Sun in Sagittarius in these aspects to Neptune especially, okay? Because Neptune and Sagittarius, they were both ruled by Jupiter at one point, and we have Jupiter at home. Jupiter was a traditional ruler of Pisces, okay? So we've got this amplification of Jupiter and Neptunian energies because of the Sag stellium action, but also we've got Jupiter technically at home as well as Neptune at home in Pisces. Yes, so we've got the intuitive Wizard of Oz style energy that I spoke of last week from the Piscean aspect and the Neptunian aspect, and then we have the highest philosophical guru like the Ram Dass or the Alan Watts, or you know, any of those legends that you love listening to, you know. For me it's Ram Dass and Terence McKenna. Like, I love those guys. Anyways, that's sort of like temperance yogi energy even, yeah. This is what, just be wary of you feeling forced to do stuff throughout the 6th, because that will be the Taurus moon. Be like, yeah, but that doesn't feel in flow with me. Well, if it doesn't feel in flow with you, tune in, hands on body, or hands, palms facing up, out on our knees, you know, and ask yourself, ask the universe, you know, what is my resistance to this right now? Yeah. How can I move forward? Because your heart will pull you in one direction, and then the ego mind will chime in and cause doubt. Yes? Especially when we have these aspects to Chiron in Aries. It will infuse self-doubt, okay? So, the 7th, all right, I'm getting told to move on. So, thank you so much. I'm so happy this is resonating. So for the 7th, we'll see Mercury finally ingress Capricorn, okay? Neptune will be direct, and having moved direct by the 7th, will be in trine to Lilith, okay? Now, Lilith to me is Saturnian and Plutonian energies, yes? It is that restrictive, rigid, must-do energy, binding energy, but at the same time, it's like, well, how can I explode this? How can I implode this part of me that's restricting me? So the fact that you've got Neptune trining Lilith, what I want to say right now for some reason is it's like you're finally giving yourself a permission slip. Yeah, because Lilith is liberation as well. You have to remember. Yeah, kind of very, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm feeling into it. It's kind of akin, Lilith is kind of akin to Persephone energy. So Persephone is another goddess that you should have a look at, or not should, if you feel called, right? We don't do shoulds here. So yes, this trining over to Lilith, Neptune direct trining over to Lilith, gives you a permission slip to actually start putting, okay, cool. They just showed me Dorothy on the yellow brick road. It's like, yeah, you can go that way. It's safe to go that way now. You're allowed to. You're allowed to have fun in your life. You're allowed to feel good in your life. You're allowed to feel happy. Yeah? You're allowed to be liberated from your past, from chains that you've put on yourself, of beliefs that you've held that have been programmed and conditioned into you. You know? That's what this Neptune trine Lilith gives me the vibe of. This not just feminine, Yeah, but it is a feminine energy, of course, but for both our brothers and our sisters, our kin, all of them, everyone. It's a permission slip to be all of us. Yeah. Then we're going to have Jupiter in trine to Pallas Athena. So again, so how can you be more of you in a way that is honoring the way your level of comfortability in coming out, so to speak? Yes. And also, they're just giving me this download now with regard to the 3D world, all right? Because I'm not following very much quote unquote news anymore, because it all just makes me feel sick. Quite literally, energetically, I burp and I read headlines and then I get a download of what it's about and I'm like, okay, cool. I don't need to listen to any more. Yeah. Cassie says, love this. You're welcome. I'm so happy it's serving. Hey, Luna, thanks for joining, love. So Pallas, all right, so 3D world, bullshit, scam, plandemic, psyop, fucking usual stuff, right? Jupiter square Pallas on the 7th. Yeah, the moon will be in 1 degree of Gemini, coming off of the trine to Pluto. I honestly feel something big is going to go down with this Jupiter trine Pallas Athena for some reason, because Pallas Athena is like justice. Yeah, and Jupiter trine justice on the 7th. Like, this might be a receipt, guys. I don't know, but I'm just getting that something is going to be revealed. Somebody's going to be put in their place. Something is going to be exposed politically. It's politically. It doesn't have to do with the designer woman or China. It's got to do with the politics. They are specifically showing me Biden, and they are telling me now July 2021. So that makes sense, because that's when the voter fraud came out, was when Jupiter ingress Pisces again. So Jupiter is going to be at 29 degrees of Pisces. Yeah, on the 7th. That's right, at 10 a.m. Yeah. So with that trining Pallas, I really do expect, sorry, I'm just clearing some notifications of alarms and things. Yeah, okay, 3D world prediction, I guess, if you want to call it that. But considering the moon will be coming off the trine as well to Pluto, and entering into Gemini, the 7th here in Australia, so the 8th overseas on the Northern Hemisphere, there's going to be something massive revealed again about the politics, okay? Erica Page says, oh my God, yes. Hi, Kayla, lovely of you to join. Yeah, so the 7th or 8th. Is there anything else you want? No? Okay. I just got it cut off then, but mid-question. All right, so the 8th. All right, so the 8th here in Australia is going to be the full moon in Gemini. Now, this is going to be at 16 degrees of Gemini, which is going to be exactly on top of Mars. All right, so I have a 10 a.m. chart here that I'm looking at. Because for the 10 a.m. chart, the North Node is going to be in a semi-sextile to the full moon. It'll be quincunx to the South Node, trine Saturn, square Juno, and we're going to have a yod forming, okay, between Moon, Mars, which will quincunx the South Node, and then we're going to see the South Node quincunx to Chiron, and then we're going to see the sextile between Chiron over to the Moon, Mars, and the Sun. Oh, sorry, not the Sun. The Moon and Mars. It's a full moon. The Sun's fucking opposite. What am I talking about? Anyway, so therefore, don't mind me. Mercury's on my Neptune, all right? I'm doing the best I can. With this yod, okay, and not many people consider it a yod just straight up, because not many people would use Chiron or the South Node as inclusions of these aspects, okay? So just a heads up. This is what I see when I look at the chart and the way that I do my astrology. The midpoint of this full moon, all right, is going to be on the North Node, Uranus conjunction, okay? Now, this is very, very important because the chart at 10 a.m. is ruled by Uranus. So we're starting off the day in that Uranian energy at 10 a.m. All right. Then when we look at, I've got it up on my computer here and I'm just going to amplify it so I can see without putting my glasses on. Not that I use glasses anymore, but I'm just going to make it as big as what I can to read it behind the phone here for you guys, okay? All right, so chart ruler is Mars for the Gemini full moon. And by the way, I will do a full moon tarot as well. Like, we're just doing the astrology portion at the moment. Excuse me. So for the full moon, all right, yeah, so sun at 16 degrees, of course, opposite the moon at 16 degrees. Mars is going to be at 16 degrees as well, okay, and still retrograding. Just pardon me one moment. It's been specifically hot and muggy here in Australia, and I keep hearing in my head, they know that Neptune's about to station retrograde and that people are going to be feeling like they want to drink anyway. So us being Aussies, they'll like just pummel us with hot weather so that we all just like succumb to our base urges and addictions and just forget about what fuck show there's put on here in Victoria again. Anyways, that's just my like quote unquote, I don't believe in conspiracy theories anymore. They've all come true. Erica, thank you so much. So, and it's really, really quite warm. So where was I? Chart for the full moon. All right. So full moon here in Australia, by the way, will be at 1508 hours Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Okay, so this is in the afternoon for us, technically. Now, we have Chiron conjuncting the ascendant of this chart, which is a Mars-ruled chart, being Aries, okay? Now, this all falls in the third house of Gemini. So not only is it a Gemini full moon, but it's also Mars, on top of Mars, in the third house. It's domicile, okay? Like it's in a domicile position, ruling position. Then everything, of course, Sun, Venus, and Mercury are in the 9th house of Sagittarius. So at home in Sagittarius, Sagittarian energy, Capricorn, Mercury has just moved to 1 degree of Capricorn. In the 9th house, all this Jupiterian and Sagittarian energy. And we're going to be seeing Neptune and Jupiter 22 and 29 degrees respectively in the 12th house in Pisces. Okay, so Neptune's at home in the 12th house. Remember that as well, okay? Now, I feel that this is specifically quite potent just because of when you look at the chart, yes, and you're seeing there's heavy square aspects here as well, guys, between Mercury, Venus, and of course Venus and Neptune, still Saturn and Uranus. We're going to see semi-squares between Jupiter and Uranus and a trioctile 135 degrees between Mercury and Uranus. So a trioctile energy, this is like conflicting energy. Mercury and Uranus as well. I feel Uranus is the masculine version of our intuition, right? It's the right brain, masculine intuition. Neptune is the feminine version of our intuition. Intuition. I said that correctly, right? Yes. Just bear with me, guys. All right. So when we have Mercury, which is our right brain, but it's also the dual mind as well, okay? Because it's Mercury, it's Gemini. Yes, it's Virgo as well. However, when that trioctiles over to Uranus, it's like too many cooks spoil the broth. There's too many opinions coming in now with like, are we going to take the Uranian higher awareness of fuck what the collective are doing? Fuck what's socially acceptable? What do I want to do? And then you've got Mercury in trioctile now in Capricorn, Saturnian ruled, being, oh yeah, but in an outer sign conjunction to Venus, being like, these are our rules, these are our ethics, our morals, this is the way we structure things, right? So during this moon, this is really going to be asking us all to take a very serious look on how we want to communicate what our values are and our higher awarenesses are on where we fit and where we feel like we fit in our groups, in our collectives that we circle in. Yes? Because you've got to remember that considering that this chart is pretty much on house aspect perfect, yeah? So it's in the third, the moon and conjunct Mars is in the third house of Gemini, in Gemini. And then all the Sag energy opposite that, of course, is in the ninth house of Sag. We have to take that into consideration, okay? Chart ruler being Aries and Mars as well being activated by this moon in the third house. It's like, all right, these are all the plans and this is the way in which we can go about certain things. How can I make that feel in alignment for me? Because I don't like the way so-and-so does X, Y, and Z. I don't like certain formulas or certain procedures of the ways in which certain things operate. That doesn't feel in alignment to me. It doesn't feel in my truth. So how can I make that work for me? Yeah, and considering that the moon is right on Mars in Gemini as well, I feel that is going to be very, it's going to be like that sapiophile energies. It's like, I'm in love with this idea. Yeah, and it's going to help you bring it through as well, is what they're telling me. I have so many bugs in here. You can't see them, but I can. I'm just going to have a look at this chart one more time for the full moon. I'm just looking to see if we have any weird kind of angles going on. We do have a medium learning triangle between Pluto, Mercury, Venus, and Neptune and Jupiter. So that's activating that as well for this full moon. So full moon message please for them. What can we tell them? Erica just, oh, hi Clarkson, nice of you to join, brother. I loved your couple of videos that I've caught recently as well. Spot on. I think you were doing a duo with somebody. Erica says, I'm outside getting eaten by bugs. Beautiful moon though. Yes, beautiful here too, Erica. It's been really quite low on the horizon of late and quite large. But that's not surprising considering that the Sagittarius new moon was the first super new moon of 5 that we're going to be having. Hey Clarkson, much love. So full moon in Gemini, conjunct Mars, okay, like right on Mars there, really driving in what do you value, how are you going to put into place that which you want to bring through. This medium learning triangle between Pluto, Mercury and Venus, in that out of sign conjunction, and over to, what was it, let me double check, yeah, over to the Neptune and Jupiter. Very much you got to think of Gemini as well, of it's not just communication, okay? Gemini rules the hands as well. So it's like, how do you put things into motion? How can you get things to work cohesively together? Yes. And I feel okay, I'll give you a perfect example. All right. It's like, I'm spiritual and I have a business. I want to run that business that is in alignment with my spirituality and my heart, right? As we all do. But my business is not spiritual. My business needs Saturnian structures and processes put in place. Yeah? My business needs X, Y, and Z in order to operate fluidly and productively like a well-oiled machine. Yes? And I am spiritual, so I can infuse my energy into that. However, I can't make my business be spiritual and meditating every day and just hoping that things just pop in out of the ether like my downloads do. You know, like that's the blending and the melding of, I guess, the 3D with the higher levels of awareness and consciousness that we operate at. It's the blending of the reality. And I feel that the moon, specifically being that this full moon will land in the 3rd house of Gemini on top of Mars, you know, opposing all the 9th house energy, it's going to really show us a way in which we can do that for ourselves. It's going to find a way in which that we can blend cohesively and congruently together so that they are supportive of one another. The ways in which we want to operate in our lives, not just our businesses. I gave the business as an example because it's something that I've been journeying with myself, you know. I have very big vision for my future and of what I want to create. And it's not just based on Alchemy with Amanda. That's just one piece of the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? So I think I mentioned it last week. It's like having the Wizard of Oz on one hand and the Guru on the other, and we're blending the energies. And that's what I feel that this full moon is going to help us do. It's going to help us weed out a lot of the stuff that isn't in alignment anymore. But not that it's just not in alignment, okay? However, it's just going to make it crystal fucking clear, guys. Yeah, crystal clear on all levels of what is going to work for the vision that you have for your future. Yes, not just for your business or whatever, but for your life. How do you want to be living each day? How do you want to be feeling each day? Where? With Jupiter and with Sagittarius, where do you want to be living? Yeah? This is going to help you put those plans into place. So set your intentions firmly with this Gemini full moon, okay? Because you've got to remember as well, we're not going to be seeing the new moon until the 23rd of December in Capricorn, okay? You want to have things put into place and planned by then, so that when it comes to the 23rd of December, which, by the way, I have to bring up as well Mercury retrograde that we'll be seeing at the end of the year, because the shadow period starts on the other side of this week. On the 14th is when the Mercury retrograde pre-shadow starts, okay? Anyways, I digress. Can you bring it back for me, please? Where was I? I've lost it, guys. I'm so sorry. It might come back. Anyways, it's going to make it clear for you. That's right. Thank you so much. They just dropped it in. So start planning it now in the lead up to, and use the full moon to help you plan the way in which you want to be in your life, your lifestyle. Where do you want to be living? How much do you want to be earning? Not earning, because like earn, URN, that's like related to dying for me. And it's like, no, I don't earn my money. I magnetize my money. My money just flows to me, okay? So focus on those things. And also spiritually, emotionally, psycho-emotionally, psychologically and emotionally, where do you want to be? Where do you want to be what do you want to be feeling in your day-to-day? Okay? Focus on that, and focus on what's going to be required in order for you to make that happen. So that when we come to the new moon on the 23rd, which will be the second of 5 new supermoons in a row, okay? You can be crystal clear with your intentions on that Capricorn moon. That Saturnian Capricorn get shit done moon. And then in that next moon phase until the Aquarius new moon, that will all come in. The people will start dripping in and dribbling in. The connections will just come in out of the blue and come in to help you and support you through that, okay? Are there any other messages that I need to give them, please, for the Gemini new moon? For some of you, this is going to bring up sacral stuff. They're just telling me, okay? Sacral chakra related things. Why is that, please? Oh, okay, because we are seeing aspect of South Node over in the 8th house. South Node Scorpio, so Scorpio rules the sacral. South Node is going to be in the 8th house, and it will be making aspects over to Jupiter and Neptune in the 12th house. When you see that aspect from the 8th to the 12th house, this brings up sexual abuse energies. So if you've been healing and working through previous traumas with regards to that, sacral healing in specifically, this Gemini full moon may be a catalyst for you in clearing that out some more, okay? So you've got to remember that full moons are for releasing as well, because it's come to its fullness, okay? And then as the moon drops away, it's releasing, isn't it? It's reducing and it's coming smaller. So it's leaving and letting things go, okay? So the full moon is great for setting both types of intentions, but also for clearing, all right? Remember that. Now, I feel to move on to the 9th. How about you guys? Yes? Just asking my guides. Hi, Ocean Star. Nice of you to join. I don't know how long I've been going for, but I've got the phone on charge, so I'm really not concerned about my battery dying on me. All right, cool. All right, I'm just going to have some water. I really hope that this serves, guys. I really do love doing this, so I want to chop it up and I'll deliver it throughout the week as well in shorter little bits. So if you can't hang out for the rest of the night, that's so totally fine. But I'll be doing Psychic Sundays tomorrow as well. Oh, and have an announcement at the end as well. I got told to do something pretty fucking crazy, so I'm doing it. All right, so 9th. Let's go to the 9th. The 9th of December. All right, so the moon and the vertex will be conjunct in a 1-degree orb in Gemini. So that means that the moon will be coming onto opposition of Venus. Now the vertex is a destiny point, so it's like we get a wish. And whenever a planet crosses the vertex, we can make a wish with regard to that planet or luminary that's crossing the vertex. So the fact that the moon is going to be conjuncting the vertex on the 9th, on the back side of this full moon, it's like we get the full moon, but then the next day we get to make a wish around 10 a.m. Yeah, make a wish around 10 a.m. on the 9th here in Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Now, Sun will trine over to Chiron, and also the moon will enter its void of course at 1713 hours, all right? The void of course makes ritual work and intention setting redundant. So ensure that you get your full moon writings and releasings and fire burnings and all of this done before 5:13 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time on the 9th. All right, so I digress. Sun's going to trine Chiron. This is going to give you a bit of a, I don't want to say ego boost, but it's going to give you a little bit of an ego boost, and you're going to feel a little bit more confident about yourself off the back of this full moon, okay? Because before then, the moon enters void of course and ingresses Cancer at 18:48 Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Now, Mercury will be at 3 degrees of Capricorn, coming into conjunct Cupido, exactly, which is Eros, okay? Sextiling over to Vesta, and the Sun will be at 16 degrees squaring over to Juno. So Vesta, you think of the home. Juno, you think of like the queen, yeah? Hera. If you didn't catch the Pisces full moon, video that I did on my YouTube. I highly recommend you go and watch that because it has a lot of information about Juno and Hester in there, okay? Because they're the fixed stars. Now, yes, so that's another thing as well. Now that we're going to be having the moon, okay, ingress into Cancer after this, it's going to be coming into opposition with Mercury now on the 9th. So let me just get the chart up to date on the 9th as well. Yeah, so the moon, by the evening, the moon's going to come into Cancer and come into opposition with Mercury. So on the 9th, on the back of this full moon as well, I would, for some of you, you're going to need space. I just heard you're going to be so highly emotional when Mercury comes in to oppose that moon on you guys. Like, you must check your charts as well, your own natal charts. But when Mercury comes on to oppose that moon, it's it's like some of you are going to need some space to be able to implode or explode. Does that make sense? Like, allow the rage to come out for some of you is what I'm being told. So it's not going to be for everyone. That's going to be, you know, that's going to be for a select few. Maybe perhaps the people who are on the live or the people who come across the replay. Yeah, so what messages, please, do we have for the 9th? Please. It is really hot in here, guys. I feel really sweaty, just like sticky. Sorry, 9th. Don't get pulled back into past patterns on the 9th. And I say that because they're just reminding me as well, like, because the South Node's at 13 degrees of Scorpio and then the Chiron is at 12 degrees of Aries, this is going to be in quincunx energy. Yeah, 150 degrees. So, don't allow yourself to fall back into past patterns because it feels comfortable, because that will be undoing all of this high influx of Neptunian energies. Like, high influx of Neptunian energies can be very, very beneficial for people who want to start going to the gym, who want to quit an addiction, because we're getting influx with Neptunian energies where we might have had an imbalanced an under level or a lower level of Neptunian energies, where we don't want to take care of ourselves. We don't have the motivation to take care of ourselves, okay? So when Neptune is stationed and through this week, and then we get the full moon, I feel that it will, like, this Neptune station is going to help a lot of you get really clear on making a plan on how to go back to the gym, how to change your diet, lose an addiction. You know, for me, it's like I'm not smoking as much. It's like I'll smoke half a cigarette and I'll be like, I don't even want it anymore. It's not doing anything for me. And it'll sit in the ashtray, like, until I feel like I want some later, you know, like, it's weird. Anyways, that's weird for me to put a cigarette down halfway through. That doesn't happen for me, okay? Back in the day, I used to be known as the nicotine queen because of how much I smoked. So, by a few people. Anyways, so the 9th, what do we have? Yes, don't fall back into past habits because they feel safe, all right? However, at the same time, they're telling me because of this Chiron quincunxing over to the South Node, it might also make some of you feel a bit insecure about stuff that comes naturally to you. So for me, bringing out esoteric empowerment, right, as my sacred offering, that was the first name that ever came through for me in 2018 when I was creating my offerings. But I had someone in my ear, a friend of me, be like, don't call it that. Don't use esoteric. Don't use empowerment. Oh, use any other word but that, you know? And so because I was like, oh, okay, like, you know, I want everybody to like it because I was still in my fucking people pleaser mode, you know? So I was like, oh, I won't use it. Yeah. That's what this quincunx to South Node Scorpio and Chiron is giving me the vibe of. It's like you're judging yourself on being all of you. Yeah, drop that shit. Seriously. Yesterday, okay? So, let's moving on. 10th. Drop that shit yesterday and own all of the weirdness about you. Yeah? I just saw Wednesday. My mum has started watching Netflix. Yeah? Anyways, I walk in, I'm like, what's this? She's like, I don't know. We have a look. She's watching Wednesday, the new Wednesday Addams show, right, on Netflix. So I sat there and watched that with her for like half an hour while I had something to eat. And I was like, fuck, I'm Wednesday Addams. I've never fit in anywhere, never felt like I fit in anywhere. And I'm just fucking weird. Like, I do weird shit and I have weird thoughts, you know? And it's like, how do I put that out there for people to understand just how my mind works without everyone thinking I'm a fucking schizophrenic or I've lost my shit? Just to be truthful, you know, like straight up with you guys. Yeah. I have been esoteric and into occult since I could breathe, like since I could walk. Like sex magic for me has been my life since I discovered it, you know, like before, like a tip of pre-teen, you know. I've got Mars in Scorpio, Jupiter in Scorpio. Yeah. So, you know, I've been very highly sexually active and I have that power. And just innately, without even reading any books, I've always known what to do with it. Yeah? So it's like, how do I explain to you guys that yes, I'm a shamanic woman. I'm very, very heavily into shamanism, because shamanism to me is the original of pre-everything. Yeah? It's animism. And occult and esoteric to me is home. Yeah, it feels natural. And I guess the reason I haven't come out and said that before right now is because the amount of ignorance that is out there in the community, and people projecting that ignorance and calling things dark and false light when it's like you have no fucking idea what you're even talking about. Yeah, they label things as satanic or dark light or false light without even doing any research. I can't be fucked with people's ignorance, to be quite honest with you. Yeah? Never have been able to be honest with you. To be honest, it's like, yeah. So, this Mercury on my Neptune is really letting it all out, isn't it, guys? I hope you're enjoying it. Alright, so the 10th. We're going to see, let's keep this moving because I've still got to do the tarot. Fuck. Venus will ingress Capricorn on the 10th, okay, guys? At 1500 hours, all right? Eric is like applauding me with hearts and shit. Thank you so much. Thank you. So Venus will ingress Capricorn. It'll try by 1500 hours, Australian Eastern Daylight Time. And then it will trine over to the south, no, the moon will conjunct Hades, sorry, and trine the south node and square Chiron, all right? And Lilith will be at 0 degrees of Leo. Quincunx Mercury, which will be Mercury in Capricorn, okay? And then Uranus and Mars will be in a semi-sextile. Both Uranus and Mars will be at 15 degrees of Taurus and Gemini respectively. So it's giving us a semi-sextile 30-degree energy. Erica's just like, you're the best. Hey Sarah, how are you, Angel? Lovely to see you, my love. Dance Mom Sarah and I used to do ballet together when we were youngsters. And Sarah is like, yeah, the fiercest mama bear, but the best angel ever. I love you, Sarah. Yeah, so going back to this Venus Ingrid coming into Capricorn, okay? And the moon coming into conjunct Hades. Yeah, this is going to give you guys, especially because Hades is in the moon and Hades are in Cancer energy, you got to think of Mama Bear energy. You got to think of like, nobody fucks with my family. Yeah. And also it is a rebirthing energy as well, because when you think of bear medicine is the dream weaver. I just got chills when I said that. Thank you. You know, the bear goes into the cave, yes, and hibernates. We know all that. However, the bear is the connection to the celestial realms, okay? Ursa Major is the constellation in the sky that is the bear, which was also in one of the full moon videos I did on YouTube as well. I went into all those sorts of fixed stars. So bear medicine, I feel would be very healthy for all of us to journey with, you know, on the 10th. And then what message do you have for them for the 10th, please? Yeah, the moon, yeah, the moon conjuncting this Hades. This is what they're bringing my attention to in the Cancerian energy, because that'll be squaring over to Chiron. Okay, Hades is going to be exactly square Chiron, 12 degrees. So that's going to kick up even more interior stuff, okay? Ocean Star Galaxy says, what is bear medicine? When I speak of an animal or anything being medicine, it's shamanism, and it's to journey with what does the bear, or in this case the bear, represent. You know, it's sturdy, it's ferocious when it needs to be, it hibernates, it dreams, it sleeps, it eats osha when it comes, the bear root. The osha is the root under the bears scavenge for underneath the snow. It's because it's one of the roots that they can find. But what does bear medicine mean to you, Ocean Star? Like, what is bear? When you think of the word bear, what does that bring to mind for you, and how the bear moves in its life and its behaviors? How can that serve you in your life? You know, one of the easiest ways in which you can do a Google search on this is just type in spiritual meaning of bear, and you'll get a bunch of websites that will bring up bear as a totem animal, a power animal, a spirit animal, and a guide. Okay, you're so welcome. Erica says, I don't think I can get any more Mama Bear energy right now without my head popping off. I feel you sometimes. That's why I have to stay away from the news, quote unquote news, to be honest with you, because it's just ridiculous. I can't even watch normal TV anymore because the ads drive me crazy. Ocean Star, you're so welcome. Yeah, so with this Mama Bear energy as well, but like the moon coming into conjunct Hades in Cancer, they're just bringing, with Lilith in Leo as well, be wary of people who are projecting their control issues onto you. That's coming up as well for the 10th, all right? Now, the 11th, we'll move on to the 11th. Yep, so the 11th is when we're going to see Pluto coming back to 27 degrees Capricorn, and it's going to sextile over to Jupiter, okay? And trioctile the South Node, that 135 degrees sort of argumentative energies again, all right? The Sun will be 18 degrees of Sagittarius. This is important because now we are going to see the Sun come onto the same square in which we've just experienced Mercury and Venus transit. The same square to Neptune. However, Neptune will now be direct by the 11th. So Sun square Neptune energy, very similar to Mercury square Neptune. However, it might not be so So cerebral based, it might be like you're a little bit more outgoing, or it could be the opposite for some of you, depending on how it's hitting off in your chart. Some of you, it's going to make you want to crawl into a cave. The others of you, you're going to want to get out there more, and it will help you actually embody more of the Saggy and Piscean energies of having fun and being really lighthearted. However, at the same time, it can be challenging on a psychological and psycho-emotional level. All right. So Sun begins its square over to Neptune on the 11th of December. Now that square, guys, is not going to finish until the 21st of December. All right. We'll go into it again deeper throughout the time until, you know, the end of the year when that's coming up. However, please keep that in mind, that from the end of this week, the 11th, through to the 21st, we're going to see Sun come onto square Neptune. So keep in mind how you traversed Mercury square Neptune and how you've been traversing Venus square Neptune this week. Keep a track on Venus square Neptune this week for you guys, each day, okay? Because then you'll get a sort of a somewhat taste. They're telling me Venus squaring Neptune will be more similar to Sun squaring Neptune than Mercury square Neptune. All right, for some reason. So track how you feel during the Venus square Neptune this week, because then the next following week, you'll be better well equipped to handle Sun square Neptune, and you'll be able to keep your life flowing a little bit more easier than feeling like you need to sleep for 18 hours a day like a koala bear. So also, Venus will be coming into 1 degree of Capricorn as well. It'll have stepped into that first degree. And Mercury will be coming into semi-square 45 degrees of Saturn. Now that Saturn is on the final decan of Aquarius at 20 degrees. Yes, it's almost at 21 degrees by the 11th. So with Mercury in semi-square to Saturn, you got to cut yourself some slack straight away is what I heard. Yes, because Capricorn was, well, Aquarius is traditionally ruled by Saturn as well, if you didn't know, okay? So Saturn's kind of technically at home, the same as Jupiter's kind of technically at home in Pisces. Saturn's kind of technically at home in Aquarius. Now, the fact that Mercury is in Capricorn coming on to semi-square that semi-square action is going to make you want to go harder at your goals, while the rest of the cosmos is trying to get you to relax and flow a little bit more through your day-to-day. But that semi-square might apply pressure to you on the 11th, all right? So keep that in mind. Now, it is 10:30, so we've been going for a while already. 10:37. Okay. I did start at 9. All right, cool. So let's do some tarot for the week, and then we'll wrap it up because we did the meditation at the start. Yeah? So I really do hope that that served. Please remember to track the moon. If you're new to astrology, yeah, and you want to know whether it's real or not, okay, get your birth chart for free. You need to know the birth time. Get your birth chart for free and track the moon for 1 month. And notice, because me personally, I'm a Cancer ascendant. So I'm ruled, my chart ruler is the moon, and I am ruled by the moon. Yes, I'm a Sun Virgo, so Mercury, and I'm a Leo moon, so Sun energy. However, my chart ruler and my Cancer ascendant being ruled by the moon, I change every 3 days. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, you know, and I used to joke to my girlfriends all the time that I must have 15 different personalities. So now I know why. It's because I'm a fucking Cancer rising. I'm meant to flow and change with not just the moon, but I'm meant to transit the zodiac, right? Like, 'cause that's who I am. Yeah, and I embody those energies as we transit. Okay, Erica says I'm with you. Yeah, I know a few others. Hey Aoife, thank you for joining. All right, so let's do the week. General messages please for the collective from the 4th to the 11th, and then we'll do a full moon tarot as well. All right, I'm using my old deck today because I'm really quite warm and my hands are a bit sweaty, so I don't want to use my brand new deck. It's still quite nice. All right, super clean. All right, so all right, 4th through to the 11th for the collective, please. What's in the highest good of the collective to know for this week? 1, 2, 3 flew out. Beautiful. I love when they jump like that. Ace of Pentacles to the Fool. Amazing. To the 2 of Swords. You got to trust this week. All right, so I can't recall the dates, guys, because I do all this in channel, yeah? I can't recall the dates, but it's reminding me of something that I said in the astrology about following your dreams, but making sure that they're grounded. This is giving me the vibe of the Ace of Pentacles to the Fool and the 2 of Swords. It's giving me the vibe of this week. You can see the plan, you can see the path of least resistance, you know which way that you want to go, and you know what you want to create. And there is a part of you that has unshakable faith and trust in this journey. And then you have the 2 of Swords come out. So what are you hiding in your heart from yourself that will help you explore this full energy? I'm going to clarify. Underlying energies is the 7 of Swords at this point in time, to the Knight of Wands, to the Moon. So potentially this gives, you know what? Do you know what I just heard when I looked at these 3 cards? This is fuck around and find out energy. We don't do that anymore. No fuck around and find out. Not this week. Because you already know. Yeah, you already know. You dropped the burden earlier because you could see all the truth. So, yeah. Don't allow whatever happened in the past to keep your heart closed. Yes? Not this week. Alright, clarify the 2 of Swords. Give me 2 cards, please. Because 2s are also decisions, so I want to know what you're deciding about. Can you please give me 2 cards? What are they deciding between? 1. Alright, that one. The 2 of Pentacles. You can't make this shit up. The 4 of Wands. And the other side of the 2 of Swords is the 3 of Wands. When I saw the 2 of Wands, the 2 of Pentacles with the 4 of Wands, some of you were trying to decide on where you want to live, and then I saw the 3 of Wands. So some of you were like, do I just break away? Do I just break away and go into this? See, this is the thing. This is exactly the energy that I was speaking of earlier. And underlying energies, again, those energies that I was speaking of earlier as well. Knight of Pentacles, Magician, King of Wands, Queen of Swords. This is that energy I was speaking of getting the plan organized, writing down the plan that you want on the full moon. Ocean Star says this is hitting home. I'm so glad, my love. Getting clear on the full moon, writing down all the plans so that they can be all put into action in a clear, concise manner, and nothing will stop you from being successful. Okay, this week. The thing that you need to avoid, they're just showing me here, before I lose the order, un momento, underneath the Chariot, guys, you have the 5 of Wands, Stop asking people who have no fucking idea about the type of life you want to live. Yeah? Like, there was a decision that I was trying to make earlier in the week for myself, for my business and my future. And for some reason, it popped into my head to go and ask a certain person. It's like, why would I go and ask that person? They don't have a really deep belief in spirituality like I do, like that we're not aligned in that capacity. They have their own beliefs, but it's not like mine. Their vision for their capacity of what they can have in their life is nowhere near as big as mine. Why would I go and ask them for what their opinion is to tarnish what it is that I want to do? That's the vibe I'm getting. Leave those people in the dust and follow what it is that your heart says to do this week, okay? And again, the Emperor energy, I called it earlier in the astrology, the Emperor energy. Getting the plans, yes? This is instant manifestation when you align to your heart and you have a plan in place, all right? And when I say plan, I don't mean like it's a fucking Virgo list of A is going to happen, then B is going to happen, then C is going to happen, 1, 2, and 3 will happen after that, and then D will happen. No, that's not how you make plans. The best plans to make is spitball it onto a whiteboard, have what your goal is in the center, and then have all the pieces of the puzzle that are required for that goal to happen scattered around it. Because then you are leaving yourself open to allowing the universe to do its magic once you've set your intention. Okay? If you try and structure it step by step, you're going to put obstacles in place because X hasn't happened before Y. Whereas other things can pop in and drop in as they're required to when they're ready to. If you try and create a linearity to this, you will fuck it up. For yourself, I mean. Not that you will make an error, but you will limit yourself and you'll fuck up your intention. Ocean Star Galaxy says, thank you. Erica says, sure is. You're welcome, guys. You know, trust me, this is coming from a Virgo, and I have Mercury conjunct Saturn in Libra in the 3rd house. So lists used to be my thing. But in creating linear lists, we're creating a linear order of fucking obstacles that we need to traverse, aren't we? So, hey, adventure time! Mwah! Love you guys. I hope you're well. You're creating a linear order of obstacles that you need to overcome. So if you put your goal in the center of the whiteboard, I have a whiteboard up. I don't have a center thing at the moment because I've already done that, and now I have reminders scattered everywhere of all of the things that I'm doing. However, goal in the center at first, and then all around the goal in the center, you put what is required, all the pieces of the puzzle that are required in order to create the goal, right? You set the intention that the goal is created in the quantum, and that every single piece that you require is going to come in when you need it. And then you just sit back, stay on task, do what you can in the moment. Don't let lack of resources stop you. Like, for example, my webcam died, my computer, well, it's nearly dead. It keeps messing up on me. My laptop can't be updated anymore, so I can't access my editor properly to do videos for High Vibe TV. That's been like that for months now. My phone that I'm on right now is half dying. I have another phone, but that's all I've got is my phones. Yeah? But my computer setup I can use offline, but I can't go live on YouTube yet or anything like this, you know, but I'm not letting it stop me. So that's why I'm like, I'm going to go live here now, do this live, and then for the week I'll chop it all up for you guys and put it out as daily stuff for you, as reminders. So don't let the linearity cock block your blessings. Get rid of the linearity. Yeah? It only exists in the matrix. It doesn't exist in the magical lives that we live when we know how fucking connected we are. Yes? So, It's really a no-brainer. Open your heart up and ask your heart the answers that are required. And if you do want to move somewhere, you're juggling whether or not to move, whether or not to stay put actually, or whether to move. So what variables or factors are you placing in your way is what I want to say, because this is like an abundant movement forward. You've made the decision. We've got 3 people on the live now. A few people have dropped off, but that's okay. 3 here, and you're going from the 4 to the 3. So it's like, what do you want? What does your heart want that you keep hiding from yourself? Yeah? See, because you close the heart off, you close the vision off as well. Okay? And for some of you as well, connecting in with Isis will be quite beneficial, because they just drew me to the crescent moon here in the background. And that's the crescent moon is that of the initiate of Isis. Okay? Yeah, I just got chills everywhere. Thank you, sister. She's here. Totally. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. All right. So now what we'll do, I'll just put these like, I'll just like kind of like shuffle them a little bit before I shuffle. And then we'll do full moon in Pisces, full moon in Gemini messages. All right. Shuffle, judgment card. Beautiful. All right, so it is very, very warm here today, guys. Very, very warm. I think I'm going to need some more coconut water before I go any further. I'm just going to wave at my friends because I love them. I hope they're still on. Love you. All right. Empress, judgment to Empress, beautiful. Major Arcana happening. I'm just hearing as well, on the other side of this full moon, it's going to feel a lot clearer. And I think we said that anyway based on the astrology, didn't we? Because the 9th was saying something like that. All right. The 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. Oh, okay. The 4 of Pentacles there, they were just saying relates to that Jupiter. Where's my notes? Jupiter trine Pallas. It's got, okay, so there's something about finances coming out politically, something about that. There's like scandal energy going to be exposed about finances, with Pallas Athena being Jupiter coming to trine Pallas. Wheel of Fortune. All right, so can we clear that energy, please? I just want messages for the full moon now. Thanks. All right. Are you done? Perfect. Sorry, guys. Just give me a moment. So what am I imagining now, for those of you who channel and you want to clear your energy? I'm doing 2 things. I'm shrouding myself in white light, but at the same time, I am pushing out all of the other energies that I've just read. Yeah, because I've been on this live for a while now. I've done all the charts, and I just did a tarot reading, right? So I'm clearing all that energy out of my field right now, and at the same time shrouding myself in clear diamond white light, so that I can be clear again for this next channeling. Does that make sense? I just use my breath, my visualization, and my intention. Yeah, that's what I'm doing when I sit there like that. And when I say clear it and I do things with my arms, I'm literally throwing it out of my field. Yeah? All right, cool. Just felt like someone needed to know that. Justice card. So Palace energies, as we were saying. Full moon messages, please, for this Gemini full moon conjunct Mars on the 8th of December. It's going to be a good one. I just feel it. Oh shit, I just realized it's at 16 Gemini. That's on my Mercury. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. I've got Mercury on my Neptune right now. And now I'm going to have this full moon exactly on my Mercury conjunct Saturn in Gem. No, it's not. It's in the 3rd house. Okay, thank God. I take that back. Whew, it's not. I got 16, Mercury 16 of Libra in the 3rd house of Gemini. That's why I'm confused. 6. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Mercury's on my Neptune right now. My channel's going fucking crazy. It's all good. It's great. I'm alright. I'm going to sleep well tonight. And then we'll do Psychic Sunday tomorrow. Alright, so... oh, yes, and stay around because I have an announcement. Miss Kiff, nice of you to join. Alright, may we please have a 3-card spread for the full moon in Gemini? 3 cards for Gemini full moon. Alright, thank you. First one is the 8 of Pentacles. Beautiful. Dos más. Thank you. They both came out together. Alright. Oh, amazing. 10 of Cups to the Fool. So for this week, we pulled the Fool as well. Yeah, so as I was saying, like, don't block your best blessings here. Your clothes. This is a 10 of Cups as well. Like, 8 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups to the Fool. For some of you guys, this full moon could be bringing in a brand new committed relationship, or it could be showing where the 8 of Pentacles is commitment in relationship, yeah? And the 10 of Cups is completion energy, and then you're going into the Fool of the 0. So if you read it that way, it could be that some of you are like, well, I can see where X, Y, and Z wants to commit. So we're going to take the leap and we're going to get married, or we're going to take the leap and we're going to go and do the thing, whatever the thing is. For some of you though, this could be read the other way for this full moon. And it could be that, you know, you're putting in all this hard work to receive the 10 of Cups and the Fool, but it's not reciprocated. Yeah? And the reason why I say that is because the underlying energy is the 8 of Swords, guys. So somebody or something, this full moon, is going to have, it's another 8 as well. I feel some of you are waiting on a message from someone from overseas. They're not interested in giving you the time, and it's put you in a dark night of the soul sort of energy. So this full moon's going to bring that up. We did say that there would be abandonment issues and such things coming up, especially with regards to sacral wounding, because of the South Node in Scorpio in the 8th house, making aspects over to the 12th house with Neptune and Jupiter. Okay? Now, let's retract this here, and we are going to get some more information, because this is a full moon message for the collective, not a personal message for people. Let's read it generally. I have a feeling that might have been for somebody on the live or who's gonna come across the replay, to be honest, guys, because it felt like a very personal message for somebody. Alright, 8 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, the Fool. You know what you're committed to now, and you're not going to let anything else get in your way. This is why you've got the 8 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups for this full moon, with the Fool card, which is a 0. So that's the Alpha and the Omega, the teacher and the student, the never-ending cycle. But it's also the trust in the infinity, or the infiniteness. Yeah, pardon me. This is good. This feels good, because Eight of Pentacles on this full moon. What did I say about the clarity coming and putting things into plan on this full moon? So that by the time you come into the new moon in Capricorn, which is that pentacle energy, you're going to be like, yep, happy days, ready to start a new chapter. Because the 10 is the closeout of the cycle too, you have to remember. So not saying it's the end of a happy family situation or anything like that. However, this full moon is going to make it abundantly clear that you are abundant. They just said that you have everything that you've ever wished for. It's just you needed a perspective shift, and that's what's going to be shown to you as well for this full moon. And then you can close out the chapter of striving. This give me a lot of striving energy. Striving, like grasping for something, not realizing it's right there in front of you. Yeah. And then the Fool energy is that coming into the teacher student and the awareness energy, because he is now trusting completely in the universe. His higher self is here guiding him, and he has all of the knowledge of his journey, of his whole entire life in his little knapsack. Yeah, and he's ready to go and create the life that he wants. So what is going to be holding you back and what to be aware of this full moon is, I want to say, don't allow yourself to feed yourself lies. Don't allow yourself to feed yourself lies. Chiron will be on the ascendant for this full moon chart. This is the full moon reading, remember? Chiron is going to be conjunct the ascendant. Yeah, in the first house. So don't be super critical of yourself during the full moon. Yeah, know that you are worthy and deserving of receiving anything and everything that you've ever wished for. Once you decide that you're worthy and deserving of it, you won't accept anything less. And if people try and offer you subpar, low vibrational shit, you'll just be like, no thanks, man. Keep walking. I ain't interested. You know what I'm saying? That's what this full moon is going to show you. And yes, it might have to show some of you through your shadow again, but that's because some of you didn't pay attention in Pisces season, I just heard. Some of you completely wigged out, checked out during Pisces season. So whatever you ignored at the end of Pisces season earlier this year, that's what you're going to have to look at during this full moon in Gem for some of you. That's going to come back up, okay? Yeah, higher awareness. Pisces, what was I just saying about Pisces and Jupiter, Sagittarius, Jupiter? And this is the 9th house, 12th house energies. This is Neptune and Jupiter in the 12th house of Pisces. This is Sagittarius. This is Pisces. Yeah? And this is Scorpio. And some people might say that this is Aries. I've never really felt that, to be honest. Anyway. Temperance to High Priestess. And so what was I saying again? It's like the Wizard of Oz and the Guru. Yeah, it's coming through again to close out that cycle, because Spirit's told you 100 times before to focus on what makes you stable. Focus on what's going to be committed energy to making it work, so that you can see yourself for all that you are without looking through the lens of the wounds of the past. You're not your past, and your past doesn't define you. Yeah. You have to allow yourself and give yourself permission to be who you came here to be. Ibis is Thoth in the background, and that's the Akash. And the 8-pointed star is Inanna. Okay? Then you get the Magician, 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, 6 of Cups. It'll all come through as long as you don't try and carry and burden yourself, yeah, with shit from the past, with burdens from the past. It's in the past, you learned from it, you healed from it. It was one of the greatest teachers. And now you're like, well, I remember what I wanted to be when I was a kid. I remember how I wanted to feel as a kid. I remember how I wanted to feel as an adult. I remember the type of life I wanted to lead. And yeah, life fucking got me there for a while. But that doesn't matter anymore. Because I learned from it. And I don't need to carry it with me anymore because I have all of the wisdom that it gifted me. Now I'm ready to move forward. That's what this full moon's going to teach you guys. The collective. Yeah? I don't need to keep carrying shit. I'm the only one concerned about it. So let it go. That's what you're going to be telling yourself. Okay? So, oh my God, let it go. It's karmic shit to let go. You are clearing your karma. Yeah? And now you can see exactly which way you want to go. Look at that. You can't make this shit up, guys. You really, really can't. Oh, Erica, my love. You're right. I hope you're okay. I'm sending you love. I don't like seeing sad faces. Big love. Alright, so I really hope this serves. Salman, you just jumped on at the very final bit. I'm just wrapping up. So my announcement. Alright, so this afternoon I was at the beach. Or just before I went to the beach. Erica says, I'm okay. That was an amazing reading. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you, thank you. Because I don't remember what I said. I have to rewatch it myself. To be honest with you. Hey, Ali. Thank you for joining. Ali's cat healing. Oh, hi. So this afternoon before I went to the beach, I just finished this is my page of notes in my geeky astrology book of my scrappy notes. Anyways, I'm doing a 72-hour sale. Ocean Star says it was so good. Thank you. You're so welcome. It was an honor, honestly. I love doing this. So, yeah, I just finished doing this, taking the notes for all you guys, so we could do this tonight. And I was like, I'm ungrounded as fuck. I need to go to the beach. And so I went and stood in the water. Salman, I'm good. I'm just finishing up, brother. And when I was standing in the water, or before I went out to the water, I got told, and I organized a coupon for everybody. Yeah? Because I'm doing esoteric empowerment sessions now. And yes, they are a blending of all of my medicine. And this is why they are at $555 USD for the 1 to 2 hours. I've extended the time out as well for everybody. However, because it's Christmas time, I know not everybody can afford this. So I got told to offer 80% discount for 72 hours. Yeah. So you can book up to 3 months in advance for $111. You can sit with me for 1 hour to 2 hours on a Zoom. You get the full package as if you had paid the full price. There's nothing about that. However, I got told to offer it to everybody today. So the coupon code is PRESENCE. PRESENCE. Presence, you know, presence, oneness. And you get 80% off. Yeah, so it's instead of $555, it's $111 US paying full if you want to have a session with me. Okay. I'm going to be promoting it. This is the first that anybody is hearing about it, but I will be promoting it, and it's kind of coming for the next 72 hours or 48 hours essentially, because yeah, it's been up since this afternoon. So I'm just announcing it now. So if you know of anybody who has wanted to sit with a session for me, with me, sorry, I'm getting distracted by the person in the comments. Hi, Salman. If you know of anybody who's been wanting to have a session with me and can't pay the full price, let them know, okay? It will only be up, it's got a timer on it, it turns off automatically. So it's up until the 6th, yeah? For the next 72 hours, yeah? As of today. So, yeah, the code I'll drop in, well, I just said it then, it's presence, PRESENCE. I'll put it in the description box below. Anyways, there are anchored space holding sessions as well if you are not interested in an esoteric empowerment session. However, yeah, this has been really great. I love doing this live because I love being able to chop it up and give it all to you guys throughout the week. Erica says this needs to be my Christmas present. Oh, perfect. Yeah, definitely jump on the link, my love. Yes, so Salman, not a problem, thank you. So yes, I digress. This week, 4th through to the 11th, please stay tuned, hit the bell on my profiles so that you get notified of when the videos drop throughout the week, just as little reminders. And I'm going to do my very, very, very best this week to slot in some written content as well. To be honest with you, it was quite a lot this week, doing everything else that I've got going on right now, business-wise, and then keeping on top of what's going on with regard to getting the videos out for everybody. So I'm going to do my best to like slot in some written pieces here and there throughout the rest of the week, okay? And please remember to share my stuff as well, and you know, feel free to tag me in stories and things like that. I'm feeling there may be a competition coming up in January for to win a session for free. So yeah, this is like all different ideas and things I'm trying to work through, because honestly, like my vision for not just Alchemy with Amanda, but my vision for the collective is to have affordable and free healings for people, because in my personal opinion, it's not that my energy isn't warranted or valuable enough to be charged for. However, people need access to healers for free because everybody is worthy and deserving of it, you know? So my vision for the collective and for humanity, if you want to call it that, it feels very grandiose of me to say that. However, but it is to create sustainable, free and affordable healing for people. Yeah. This spiritual, etheric, energetic healing that people really do require on a soul level. Yeah. So, please stay tuned to all my profiles, hit the bell, and yeah, I will catch you on the next live. Salman, I'm just finishing up. Thanks heaps for jumping on, and I will catch you all throughout the week and tomorrow night as well. Cheap as chips fucking readings, guys, like $5 US, or for one card channeling, and you know how much I can pull off one card. Or if you want a 3-card, hey Maria, lovely to see you. Or if you want a 3-card pull with the underlying energies, like what I just did there for the full moon for you, that's $15 USD, live on Psychic Sundays. I do recorded readings as well. They're available in my consult store if you wish for a private recorded tarot reading, okay? Or distant healings as well are still up there. So I'm gonna go and try and get some rest. I'm gonna start editing these videos now. Erica says, thank you. I want you to read my birth chart so much. You're so welcome, Erica. Let's do that, most definitely, honey. The code is up there now, so definitely jump on and just book in the Esoteric Empowerment, put in coupon code PRESENCE, PRESENCE, and you'll get 80% off, all right? Alara, thank you so much for hanging out, sister. Mwah, I appreciate you. I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Maria, it's really lovely to see you pop up on my on here. Thank you for jumping on at the last moment. And yes, what else do I have coming up? That's it at this point in time, I feel. Yes, but stay tuned to my stories, because I'll be making announcements and things like this. I just had to block that man because he was giving me pulls on my sacral energy, so he's gone now. All right, sorry. Yes, so stay tuned to my stories and my content, and if you can please share it for me, that would be amazing, because my algorithms are still being what do you call it, penalized from 2020 2021 truth speaking. So if you can help me by sharing, thank you so much, Maria. Yeah, if you could help me by sharing my stuff to your stories even, and things like this, that would be amazing for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Ocean Star Galaxy. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I don't even know how long we were on for, but it was heaps of fun, and I really loved that you guys just hung out and, yeah, kept me company. I was so prepared to do this to an empty room, just FYI. So yeah, thank you again, and I will see you again tomorrow at 21:21 for Psychic Sundays, okay? Much love, everybody. Have a beautiful week and a really beautiful, blessed Gemini full moon. It's going to be wonderful. So much love. Bye.